the supply demand picture in Europe, but globally in particular with gas, is volatile. I would agree with you. There's always two components. The price is driven by supply and demand, but then there's, of course, also a psychological aspect to the pricing at the hubs and the marketplaces. And what we have seen over the last 2 years is that every little disruption, if there's a issue anywhere in this world, that we see that very often this has very quick impact on some price changes. However, what we have not seen is the huge increases that we saw during 2022 and 2023, because a lot of rebalancing has happened. New LNG terminals have come on stream. People made new contracts like OMV have, like I just described before. But it will continue to be an issue. That's why, for example, we at OMV developed the EU's biggest gas project in the Black Sea in Romania with Neptune Deep, because we believe that supply production in Europe is one of the best security of supply measures that we can make.
Right, so there are scars of a crisis, but you've rerouted, you've readjusted. Alfred, you've also been having discussions with ADNOC to merge your chemical units, discussions which have stalled. What are the issues still holding back the merger?
We continue to have ongoing discussions on a potential combination of Borouge and Borealis with an open-ended outcome. The industrial logic for such a deal is quite clear, I think, to bring together two leading companies, Borouge and Borealis, to make a bigger company there. I think we can all see that industrial logic, but of course, it's a high-stakes deal for both OMV and for ADNOC. It's also a complicated deal, and that does require in-depth discussions. We have more than 30 years of business relationship with Abu Dhabi. We are experienced in this, and we have made good experience to ensure that we are properly discussing the things before moving forward. So it's a complicated deal, open-ended, ongoing discussions, and we at OMV are focused to ensure that this is also value-creating, that the interests of all of our shareholders are maintained.
All right, Alfred, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks for joining us this morning, the OMV CEO, Alfred Stern. Coming up on the show, a look at what else is making headlines around the world. This is Bloomberg.
Names in business choose Bloomberg?
That is a great question.
It's a great question.
Great question. Great question. Best question I get all night.
Bloomberg. Top experts. Great questions.
DOJ or other authorities
Could face bigger challenges next.
Was going to keep Green World Cup. This is a story
As the economic picture.
covering the intersections of Hollywood, Silicon Valley, and beyond.
Timelessness and sustainability go together, right? You can't expect to be timeless if we're run out of resources. So for me, sustainability is not a side activity. It's not a reaction to external pressure. It's core to who we are, what we stand for. And to a very strong extent, it's about future-proofing our business, right? You need to focus on sustainability to recruit. More and more, that younger consumer we're talking about, they want to work for companies that care about this planet, that do more than just kind of generate revenue and profit. You need sustainability to attract consumers. More and more, including that younger consumer, they care deeply about what are you doing differently? Are you making a difference? Investors, particularly in Europe, more and more place value on what you're doing in sustainability. Many of our partners have expectations on sustainability.
Bloomberg Brief on this Thursday morning. I'm Danny Berger in New York. Let's get you some of your front page news. A look at what's making headlines around the world. First up on the AP, the G7 summit is opening. They've agreed to a deal for $50 billion in aid to Ukraine. Part of that is using frozen Russian assets to help the overall package. Separately, President Biden and Zelensky plan on signing a security deal. We are live, and we're going to have a live report for you from the G7 summit in Puglia, Italy, coming up as world leaders meet there for their family photo. Next up on the Washington Post, former President Donald Trump will meet with Republican lawmakers on Capitol Hill today. His goal is to unify the GOP behind his agenda. It's going to be Trump's first public visit to the Capitol Hill since the January 6th attack. And how about this one on Bloomberg? Manhattan rents dropped in May. It's odd. It's usually a time in a season where rents are picking up in the demand of the spring. However, they are now at a median $4,250. That is a 3.3% decline. That's according to appraiser Miller Samuel. That is because there was more supply along with demand. Okay, coming up, we head to the world of private credit, a conversation with
on the heartbeat of the tech
spread across global markets.
The real-time data aspect is going to be important.
We're going to bring you expert analysis on that. Sure. Don't miss Bloomberg's interview with the...
We're investing in a lot of different capabilities and features that makes the in-store shopping experience that much easier, that much more compelling, whether it's price check, browsing inventory in this store, so that we can really make that experience as convenient and as simple as possible.
Convenient, simple, that's sort of what people have needed in the age of COVID. Is that here to stay, or do we go back when finally we all hope that the pandemic will be behind us in some way? Do our changing shopping habits go back again?
What's really interesting about retail in my 20-plus experience is that convenience never reverts itself. Now, the form of convenience has shifted, whereas, say, in 2000 to 2010, a lot of convenience was driven by more stores nearby. Now it's stores in addition to digital. There's nothing closer than the phone in your hand.
Good morning from a beautiful sunrise over Central Park here in the New York headquarters of Bloomberg. I'm Danny Berger. Manish Cranny is missing this gorgeous picture. He is out on assignment. Let's set your agenda. Fresh record highs. Stocks break above 5,400 for the first time as Wall Street bets on at least 2 Fed cuts this year. Elon Musk says his $56 billion pay package will get the green light ahead of Tesla's AGM today. And G7 kicks off. Terms are agreed to provide $50 billion of fresh aid to Ukraine. The leaders meeting in G7. In the meantime, it is an equity market that is trading at all-time highs. Futures higher yet again, up 0.1%.